Welcome to EPM training. In this video, we will be reviewing the alternate staff feature in CMS. Go ahead and log into EPM and find your CMS module. Once you have your contract pulled up in the 914 doc prep screen, you'll see the alternate staff button here. The alternate staff will allow you to add employees to a contract without adding hours for the employees. This might be used when there are employees that may perform work on the project, but at the time of contracting, it is unclear what their role will be. As a consultant, you have the ability to add and request approval of alternate staff in two contract statuses. The first status is in document prep, and the second is after the contract is executed. For this training, I will be reviewing first the alternate staff in document prep. The use of the alternate staff allows you to add staff rather than doing a staffing modification, and mainly applies to unit price contracts, as payment for work performed will not be approved if it is performed by an employee that is not on the contract at the time of work. You're able to add both licensed and unlicensed individuals on your contract that might perform work or as a backup employee. These employees and their roles will need to be approved by the UDOT project manager. To add an employee for alternate staff, click on the Add Employee button here, and up pops a list of the remaining employees in your company profile that have not already been added to the contract. So for this example, I'll click on the employee I'd like to add, and CMS will populate the employee's contract job title for your company. You are able to revise this to best fit your contract. You can adjust the employee's proposal rate and add an explanation for why you may be adding this employee. CMS requires you to save each employee before exiting or adding another employee, so click on the Save button, and you'll see it lists the employee down here. You can add as many alternate staff that are required for the contract. The approval of the added alternate staff will be reviewed and approved with all the consultant documents when they are submitted to the UDOT project manager at the conclusion of the document prep phase. These alternate staff employees do not impact the contract not to exceed amount. They are just available for future invoicing options. I will now show you how to add alternate staff employees to a contract once it has already been executed. This feature is particularly important for unit price contracts, as UDOT will only reimburse for work performed by employees on the contract and at the agreed upon rate for the contract. The work must be performed on or after the contract NTP date or the UDOT project manager approval date for the alternate staff. Once you have your executed contract pulled up, go into the consultant document screen and click on the alternate staff button. It will bring you here to this screen. Once a contract is executed, you are not able to make any changes to it besides adding employees using the alternate staff feature. The addition of employees to a contract does require approval by the UDOT project manager. So in order to add employees to your contract, click Add Employee, and up pops a list of the remaining employees in your company profile that have not already been added to the contract. So for this example, I'll click on the employee I want to add, and CMS will populate the employee's contract job title here. You are able to adjust the employee's job title. You're also able to adjust the proposal rate and add an explanation as to why you are adding this employee. CMS does require you to save each employee before exiting or adding another employee, so click on the Save button. You can add as many alternate staff that are required for the contract. In order to request approval for these people on your contract, you will need to click on the Submit Alternates for UDOT approval. First, notice that the employee is highlighted in red. That is because the UDOT PM has not approved this employee yet. So I'm going to click on the Submit Alternates for UDOT approval. CMS will state your request for alternate staff has been submitted to UDOT for approval. Click OK. CMS then sends an email to the UDOT PM stating that alternate staff has been requested and approval is required. The request will appear in the project manager's action items screen for approval, and they can either approve or reject the request. Once the staff are approved or rejected, an email will be generated and sent to the consultant project manager that is identified in CMS. Now keep in mind the requested employees are not eligible to work on the contract until after the UDOT PM approves the request. So as soon as they are approved, an approval date will appear here in CMS. And after that date, the employees are able to work on the contract. Work performed before that date will not be approved. If you have any questions regarding alternate staff in either the document prep or executed status, please feel free to contact any of us here in Consultant Services. Thanks.